Yeah, so I cracked Outsiders again, and it's all to do with magic. You see, magic's music has lore, and that lore is instrumental in finding out both about magic's past and the fact that the maze may mirror more than your death. It may mirror your life as well. So anyway, this first came up when someone pointed out to me that if you link the title of magic's songs, they make catching butterflies as the world turns and everything around us burns. At the time, this was just a neat little fact to me, right? But it wasn't until the day after when I realized to do this, each of these songs would have to be planned beforehand since the lore they were about would have been planned beforehand. So what? Well, almost all of these songs perfectly fit with what would have happened in Magic's life prior to the maze. I'm going to explain, starting with Catching Butterflies, but I do suggest that you watch this video first because it explains a lot of stuff that you may need to know for this, but it is not mandatory. Catching Butterflies is about Magic's friendship with May, a member of the second clearing that was killed by the Griever. We see them together, we see May welcoming Magic into the clearing, we see them being friends, we see them on the top of these trees, we see all that, right? But Magic's relationship with Ash would have been like this before Ash had signed up to join the maze, right? There's an interesting theory that was posted on this video, over by this person, about how Ash could have possibly been in the first group and gotten out. Now, we know from this video that they're not actually supposed to get out because it's a death experiment, right? So upon getting out, right, the maze people probably would have offered Ash a choice. Either you work for them, or she dies. Of course, Ash would have gone, well, I don't want to die, so would have worked for them. This is an interesting theory, and I'll be talking about it a little bit in this video. And besides, Magic and Ash were even close in the maze when Magic had no memories, and she innately trusted Ash. So next is As the World Turns, and this one's pretty interesting. As the World Turns is set after the second clearing and is destroyed, and is essentially Crow and Soup trying to convince Magic of different things, and Magic has no idea whether to continue being herself or change to Crow's perspective. Crow was never like this in the second clearing. It stated multiple times that he was a pretty normal guy. And nothing like this ever happened in the second clearing. It's been stated multiple times that the second clearing is quite a peaceful place, as opposed to the first clearing, which I touched on more in depth here. And that's why her world was turning, because she wouldn't understand why her friends are fighting over her like this. However, wouldn't her world have also turned on its head when Ash joined the people who run the maze? Magic wouldn't have been able to believe that her sister, who she'd known for so long, would join something as, messed up as this. Soup here is symbolic of Ash, letting Magic know that she is fine the way she is, and is allowed to feel the way she is about what Ash is doing, but also urging her to see the good side of it. And then Crow is symbolic of the creators, trying to convince her to change how she thinks and join the organization like Ash, just without, going into the maze first. Then there's Everything Around Us Burns. Everything Around Us Burns is how Magic feels her world is burning down as her friends die, and is talking with Gracie about it. This would have been one of her last interactions with Ash, some of her last words to her. She says things like, "We can do this one together," and "You don't need to be scared," among other things, assuring Ash, or maybe Ash assuring Magic, that it's going to be okay, that they can get through this maze together. It more likely be Magic assuring Ash, as the artwork shows Magic only went to Gracie, and Gracie is symbolic of Ash here, and because Magic would be listening to everything Ash was saying about how to get out of the maze and such, and then going, "Hey, it's okay, we don't need to panic, we can do this one." And her world would have been burning because she wouldn't have... everything she knows is gone, right? Everything she thought she knew is gone, and she's about to lose every single one of her memories. Also, possibly, this could be referencing to a solar flare, like in the original Maze Runner, where the world has been scorched. And also, because we see in this animatic, which is canon by Tip of Art, go subscribe to them, that there is a large desert area here. Of course, that's not concrete proof, and that will be saved for video after the Ori video. Hold On To You, which is Magic's latest song, is about how Magic is trying to hold on to what she has left of her life, with Ash dead and some of her friends dead and such. However, the reason she feels this way so strongly is because she knows innately that her kin is dead, and she's trying to hold on to who she has left as a result. However, it's not just about that. You see, each of these songs mirror her life before the maze, and these are each just Magic getting little flickers of her past and trying to hold on to them. She's frustrated by the fact everyone else has memories and she doesn't, but and literally says unfair advantage on the topic of memories in the song. But here's the thing. The reason she's so frustrated is she's not just frustrated, she's in a way mourning her memories. But how can you mourn something you never remembered? Simple, because each of these songs are just little flashes of her memories that she thinks that she's trying to hold on to. She thinks she's making these songs about events that has happened to her, but it's really her way of channeling this, of summarizing this. As we know, if magic gets her memories back, she knows the way out. Watch this video. And we know your death in the maze mirrors your reason for entering the maze. But Magic's life in the maze mirrors her life outside. Does that mean that life in the maze mirrors their outside lives? Well, let's look at Owen. His outside life, he started off wanting to be a soldier. When he entered the maze, he also felt like a soldier. Then he felt empathy for a demon here upon killing it in his old life. And in the maze, his best friend was a demon. Well, half demon, but yeah. Here it shows him saying that he didn't want to be a soldier, and in these episodes, he's trying to quit being a soldier in the maze. Then something happened, and he turns into, sadistic demon killer. Same in the maze. It perfectly mirrors it. Let's look at Red, who was the richest man on the server until he lost socking to Guts, and then became incredibly solitary. Just like in the real world, where he had a really successful business, and then when it failed, he turned to alcoholism and wasted away. But due to his chip being corrupted, decided to go against the creators, and they stuck him in an air pocket out of panic. The maze is like a sped up version of their life, and unless they can, as Mr. Circle says, beat the maze, they will just live and die a warped version of their life outside the maze. Anyway, that's all from me. I'll see you guys next time, and the Aura video is next.